Hello, and welcome to Beyond Books, where we talk about books and always go beyond. Today, we're going to go beyond by doing some cooking. You can see that I'm in a different room than I usually am. I'm in the kitchen today. This is my gourmet kitchen. Just kidding. You know how it is when you have a condo. Usually the kitchen is, sort of this afterthought little place over on the side, and this condo is absolutely no different. So this is the kitchen, and it still works. I still like to cook, so I'm good with it either way. I just do the best I can. That's what life is really all about. Speaking of doing the best I can, here is something that probably not a lot of people cook. And I'm going to, give it my best shot. It is something that I cook actually fairly often, maybe about once a week or so, and that is tofu. Now, tofu comes in a lot of different kinds. This particular kind, as you can see, is the super firm, and that means that it's harder, of course, than some of the others. It also comes in regular firm, and then it comes in different types of silken as well. So silken can be mixed and used like as a sauce, or I've actually used it in place of cheese in like a vegetarian lasagna to make it a vegan lasagna, because then you're not using any cheese. And I've used it also in a smoothie, the silken type, because it will add a lot of protein without adding any fat. And sometimes some of those other proteins, the whey proteins and things like that, you don't necessarily hear good things about them, although there are a lot more choices now than there ever were. So sometimes I still use the silken tofu. It's an inexpensive way to get some, like I say, great protein without adding a lot of extra fat. So one of the things that will make your tofu, and I know you're dying to make this, it'll make your tofu just come out so much better, is to make sure that you drain all the water from it. So how are we going to do that? Let me show you. Okay, so I've got the camera angled down. Now you can't see my smiling face, but you can see the tofu, so that's the good thing. So I'm going to cut it out of the package here. And you'll see it's going to be fairly watery, I'm sure. And that is one of the things about tofu that people don't really like, and I don't blame them. Nobody wants to see a white, watery item on their plate at any time. So let me lift this out of the package. Yeah, see, now you can see all the water in there? Yeah, this is just going to drain. So usually the first thing I do is just try to drain a little more water out of it by hand, which, I don't have a lot coming out of this, so I probably won't have to let it drain for very long. Now, there's all kinds of different items you can buy that will help you to drain your tofu, but I just have the basic little box here, and I place it inside of a bowl. It can't really go all the way down in the bowl, so it leaves a little bit of space underneath there for it to drain. Put in my tofu, and then I cover it. And now it just needs a little bit of weight on the bottom to press it. This is called either a tofu box, or sometimes they also call it a tofu press. So I'm going to get a heavy can here and just stick it on the top. So we're going to let that drain for at least an hour or two. And then we will come back, cut it up, toss it into our oil, and then get it ready to cook. So let me leave you right here for the time being. There I am again. Let me leave you here for the time being, and I'll come back to you in a couple of hours. Okay, So it's a little bit later in the day now, and what I've already done, unfortunately I messed up the microphone on it, or else I would have showed you, but would have made the video really long anyway. But what I did was I sliced up the tofu. I take it and I slice it like that, like kind of like down the middle a long way, and then in quarters like that. So that I end up with small pieces. And here, I'll show you how big these are. I'm not making any sense, I know. Rena and I just went to the park, and although it was nice, it was also very, very hot. So anyway, here, I'll show you the size. I'll get a fork so that you can kind of judge what the size is. See? Almost bite size, not quite. You'd probably want to cut it in half to eat it. So, yeah, because I find that the smaller you make it and the more surface area you have, the more it's going to soak up your marinade, and the better it'll get when it starts to brown. So it's been sitting in this marinade, which is a quarter cup of olive oil, a quarter cup of lime juice, a little bit of honey, a ton of garlic, about probably 6 cloves of garlic, and some salt and pepper. So it's a very simple marinade, but it's been in the marinade. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss in some buffalo sauce. The reason I don't just use buffalo sauce, the reason I like to use some oil and garlic kind of like in between as a marinade and then put the buffalo sauce, is that it just sticks to it so much better, makes everything taste much better. It doesn't taste like a piece of tofu that you just stuck some sauce on, because anyone can do that. And yeah, it doesn't do anything for the tofu at all. So here's the buffalo sauce. Frank's Red Hot Wings. I like this sauce. It's a good one. Let me shake it up a little bit more. Put it in there. It's pretty hot sauce. So it goes good with a little bit of lime. And the honey, you know, kind of takes away that sting a little bit from it. So toss that around. I wish I could do a good toss, you know, bing, bing, but no, can't do that. Can't do that. We'll end up with buffalo sauce everywhere. So, yeah. All right. Here we go. Now, I'm going to angle the camera down so that you can see me spread this out onto the baking sheet. What I have on it is, push that further back. I have parchment on an ancient cookie sheet from the Fred Flintstone days. And so here we go. I'm going to spread these onto the parchment. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Smells delicious. Better if it was some nice chicken or beef rather than tofu, but oh well. We got to do what we got to do. You know, I'm not getting any younger. And so things like cholesterol and stuff just will sneak right up on you. And then also, since having breast cancer, I have tried to be a little more conscientious of my diet. Not that I was bad at it. In fact, I think I was quite good at it. But, you know, there are always things you can clean up. And one of the things that they always say is that cancer loves sugar. So try to stay away from sugar and, you know, the refined flours, enriched flours, and things like that. So I try to eat as much whole grains instead of the enriched white bread stuff as much as what I can. And today what I'm going to have with this is something that I made yesterday, and that's some quinoa. It's got some nuts in it and stuff and a little bit of sauce. So yeah, so there we go. Now I have the oven all fired up to 400. So I'm going to put it in middle rack. And I'm going to set the timer for about 20 minutes because after that, I'm going to double check and it may only be about another 10 or 15 minutes and it'll be done. That's what I'm thinking. In the meantime, I can make the quinoa salad. Oop. All right, so I'm going to make up the quinoa salad. And I gotta go take a shower after going to the park. Woo! It was humid there. So, and then when I come back, I'll show you how that coming out of the oven and the plate when it's finished. I'm pretty hungry, so I can't wait to taste it and see how everything came out. All right, talk to you in a bit. Okay, I just heated up the quinoa. You can see the steam rising from it. So let me get it onto the plate here. I'll angle this down so you can see a little bit better. This is my plate. I have spinach and I've put some dressing on it. It's like some ginger dressing. I have a little of that dressing in the quinoa as well. I cooked the quinoa in chicken broth yesterday, and I put some almonds in it. I put a little bit of that ginger dressing in it, and a little bit of lime juice. So, yeah, it was pretty tasty. I had some yesterday, and I think that it'll go well with my tofu. So I'm going to take that out of the oven. Hold on just a second. Okay, so here is the tofu. That's about where I'd want it. There's a few pieces that could probably be crisped up a little bit more. I do like it a little bit crispy, but it's pretty good the way it is. So I'm going to get that onto my plate, and I'll show you the whole shoot match when it's done. All right, so now I've got my quinoa on my bed of spinach. I've got my tofu sitting in some additional buffalo sauce in case I need it. So that is my dinner for tonight, and along with it, I have a yogurt parfait. That's plain yogurt. I put a little bit, and I mean a little bit, just a drizzle of maple syrup and some granola. The granola has, I think, dried cranberries in it, and a little bit of cashews. So with some water, it's actually a little bit of like water with a little bit of hydration powder in it. And that's it. That's dinner for tonight. So Donna isn't here, so this is a dinner that I just made for myself, and we will have some leftovers for tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make the tofu, and I hope you all have a great evening. Hey, there I am. I probably should show you that this is actually what I'm eating. I am eating it. Let me cut into the tofu and show you. See, the inside still stays white, but the outside nice and brown. Got just about the right amount of sauce. You know, you can always smudge a little more on there before you eat it. It's good. It is. Try a little of my quinoa salad with my spinach. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Now, there's really nothing here that Raina can have. Dogs can have quinoa, but not with nuts. And I've already given her some plain yogurt, so she's had what she's going to have for a while. She's right here. I mean, she'll just keep watching and staring. Imagine having those eyes just boring into you all day. That's pretty much the way it goes around here. So again, thanks for watching. And yeah, I'm actually going to eat it. It's quite good. Have a good one.